this lesson, we are going to look at circles, kind of some information about circles. So a circle consists of all points in a plane that are equal distant from a given point. The radius and diameter describes the size of the circle. So a radius, which is this short little line right here, that's a radius, is any line segment from the center point to any point on the circle. So it only goes part of the way across the circle. And the radius is half. The radius of a circle is half as long as the diameter. So we have a diameter, and it's any line segment that passes through the center point of the circle, and it has both endpoints on the circle. The diameter of the circle is twice as long as the radius. So the diameter goes all the way across. So kind of some information. So two radiuses will make a diameter. So 2r equals d. But if I wanted to find what a radius is, I do my diameter divided by 2 will equal my radius. Okay, so let's kind of look at identifying parts of a circle, identifying radiuses and that kind of thing, and diameters. All right, so on the bottom, so I want to know which segment represents a radius of the circle. Okay, so we can have multiple radiuses. We don't call them radiuses, we call them radii. That's the plural form of a radius. So it goes from the center to one outside point. So our center is F, so we go from F to C is a radius. F to B is also a radius. And then F to D is also a radius. Okay, so it goes from the center to one outside point. Those are a radius. Okay, A and E is not a radius because it does not go to the center. It does touch on the outside of the circle, but it does not go through the center. It has to go through the center to one outside point. Okay, next we have a diameter. So a diameter goes all the way across. So it goes from one side of the circle to the other, straight to the middle. Okay, so our radius is dB. And just like before we've done letters, the order doesn't matter. So you could say dB or BD. That's fine as well. So our diameter goes all the way across. That's our diameter. Okay, and like I said, A and E is not even the diameter either because it does not go through the center. It must go through the center. So if I have a circle with the radius of 3, how long is that diameter? Okay, well above we made some notes. So if we are given a radius, we're going to times it by 2 to get the diameter. So let me kind of rewrite this down here. Okay, so the radius circle is 13. So if I'm giving the radius, I'm going to times it by 2. So 13 times 2 is 26. So the diameter is 26 inches. So if the diameter circle is 54 millimeters, how long is the radius? So I'm going from diameter to radius. That means I'm going to divide it by 2. So I'm going to do 54 divided by 2, which is 27 inches. Okay, so let's look at some more going from radius to diameter, diameter to radius. Okay, so find the radius. Okay, so I have a diameter. So going from diameter to radius. So diameter to radius, we're going to divide by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. If my diameter is 8, divide that by 2, which is 4. If my diameter is 12, divide that by 2, which is 6. And if my diameter is 15, cut that in half, that is 7.5. Right, so now let's find the diameter. So we're going from radius to diameter, so we're going to times it by 2. So if my radius is 8, I'm going to times that by 2, which is 16. So radius, diameter. And the big thing is you got to know what a radius and diameter look like. So remember, diameter goes all the way across, radius doesn't go all the way. It kind of looks like actually looks like a Pac-Man. So if my radius is 5, I'm going to, again, times it by 2, which is 10. My radius is 4. I'm going to times it by 2, which is 8. And then my radius is 3.5, times it by 2, which is 7. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the top, kind of what is pi. And we'll get into more of what pi is tomorrow. Kind of know what that is. So which of the following best represents pi? So pi helps us determine the circumference of a circle. And so what you should know is the circumference of a circle is to the diameter of the circle. And we'll go into that more tomorrow, so don't really worry about that. Okay, so your homework is going to be going over finding diameters and radiuses, and the big part is going to be having you identify looking for diameters and radiuses. Okay, so if you need help again, just go back and watch this video to help you with your homework.